Hey guys, welcome back. It's Nova Joe, and I finally got to put some time in with EDF Iron Rain, and wanted to give you guys my initial impressions after having played through the first 5 missions, and then replaying some of those missions on hard and hardest to try to see just kind of how they felt. And what I want to say is that I have already recorded an individual video for each of the first 5 missions, and in those videos, I talk about some of the same things getting ready to talk about now. But what I wanted to do was kind of pull them all together into one video and make a concise video that just goes over my initial feelings, my initial impressions regarding this new game that I got to play today. So, first off, let me just tell you about the graphics. Ukes has done an excellent job. They have done an excellent job at making this EDF the most beautiful EDF that is out there. The insects look, let me rephrase this. The aliens look excellent. They have done a great job on the textures. They have done a great job on the character models. They have done a wonderful job on the environments. The explosions look excellent. I love the graphics as a whole. I love the damage modeling. I love that you can see bullet holes in the ants when you shoot them, and you can see parts flying around the screen and stuff like that. Those are nice touches that just really add to the dynamic of the game. So it is definitely different from the main series. As one would expect, it's not made by Sandlot, so it is definitely different, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. First off, the controls, they do take some getting used to. They're not bad. They actually are a very standard, typical control scheme that you see with a lot of third-person or first-person shooters. So you will adapt to them very quickly. The nice thing is that you can customize the controls to your liking, just like the main series allows you to do. That's actually something you're going to hear in, I think it was Mission 1, where I complain about it because I said there was no option to customize your controls. Well, I was very wrong. I just hadn't pushed over far enough. I thought there was Type A and Type B controls. But if you push a little bit further, you'll see that they do put customization in there, which is nice. So you can set up the controls however you like. There is a different feel to the characters. I can say that the jet lifter feels different than the wing diver, and I didn't expect him to feel the same, but if you are like me and you're a wing diver fan and you're used to controlling the wing diver, you're used to how nimble she is when it comes to dodging, moving around, getting around, and then changing directions mid-flight. The jet lifter isn't as nimble as that, but still a fun class to play as. You just have to reacquaint yourself with, I guess you could say, the physics of this game. Whereas you could do certain things with the wing diver, you can't do them here, or you can't do them as speedily as you could there. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's definitely something you got to take into account when you play this game. The missions have been a lot of fun. I have enjoyed the initial 5 missions. The new types of insects that you get to fight and the new types of mech units that you get to fight are very unique and very enjoyable. And I love the way that your shots interact with them. Now, I will say that the guns don't quite have the punch to them that they do in Iron Rain, excuse me, in the main series, 4.1 and 5, even going back to 2017. But they're not bad. They're not bad at all, and they're still fun to use. They're still enjoyable to use. And you're going to notice I am going to make comparisons because this is an EDF game. This is to be compared to the others, but at the same time, it's to also be looked at as being almost like a side story in a way, an offshoot from the main series. So you got to take that into account when you play the game. I have had a lot of fun playing this game. I have had a lot of enjoyment just learning all the nuances of the game. There's differences in regards to what you grind for. You don't grind for armor anymore, and you don't grind for weapons anymore. You grind for currency, and you grind for gems, both of which are used to purchase weapons. And the way weapons are unlocked in this game is you have to play on the different difficulties, and as you play on the different difficulties, when you beat the mission, they'll give you a random selection of new guns. That's my understanding of it. You'll have a random selection of new and more powerful guns based on the difficulty that you play as. And I can vouch and say that I was getting E-class weapons playing on normal, but when I bumped it up to hard or hardest, I started getting B and C-class weapons. And those come, and just because you unlock the weapons doesn't mean you instantly get to use them. You then have to grind for the gems that you need, as well as the currency that you need to purchase them with. So there's where the grinding is. When it comes to armor, you purchase armor with currency, and it's going to take you several $1 million in currency to purchase the final upgrade in armor. So you're going to definitely be grinding for a while for currency and those gems to purchase things with. But honestly, it doesn't bother me that it's different from the main series. It's actually still fun, because when I beat a mission, I'm still excited to see what new weapons they're going to give. But you know, one of my silly little nitpicks is the darn names they give these weapons. My gosh, they're not easy to remember. Some of them are, but oh my gosh, trying to swallow down the names of these weapons. It's not like talking about the Sparrow Shot or the Magma Cannon or the Lysander Z, things that just stick with you. These are the SC-820 Lucky Zebra. I mean, just goofy stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. You'll find the weapons that you enjoy, and you'll have a lot of fun with them. The explosions are awesome. They're really great, except for like when you blow up the Scourgers. I'll never say it right. Scourgers. I'm going to stop right now. They do have a nice explosion, but they're not Hector level explosions. And so, yeah, you are going to make comparisons to their massive robots versus the other massive robots of the EDF series. I can't speak about the other classes. I have only been able to play as the Trooper and Jet Lifter at this point, but I've had a lot of fun playing with them. The Trooper is a lot of fun. The overdrive mechanic where you reload super fast, you are firing super fast, running super fast. It's a nice feature that can really help you in a pinch, and they really did a great job of making it so that it's limited. You have to think before you use it. It's not like you can earn it back. It's a one and done. So you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. I have encountered a couple glitches. One of them I was able to get out of it pretty easily, where I got stuck on an ant, but when the ant disappeared, it freed me up, if I remember correctly how that worked. But there was another glitch where I got picked up by an ant and I got thrown in the air, and my character just kept flying through the air. You're actually going to see it here in a minute. I'll show it to you. I'll have it in this video so that you can see just what happened to me. I'll put it at the end of the video. But it picked me up and it threw me, and I kept getting higher and higher and higher until I went out of bounds and was like pressed up against the out of bounds wall, and the timer's just ticking down. And yes, that's the way it works in this game. There's no wall that you just hit and can't go past. You go past the out of bounds wall and you're going to be given like 15 seconds to get your butt back into the map, or you're going to die. Well, the ant threw me out of the map, and I'm just flying through the air, and I hit that invisible wall and go out of it, and I'm stuck up in the air for 15 seconds till it kills me. So yeah, there's a couple glitches need to be ironed out, but nothing major. I've only encountered a couple. So I've enjoyed this, guys. You can't look at this as the main series, you do have to look at this as its own offshoot, much in the same vein as Insect Armageddon. You armor up differently, you acquire weapons differently, enemies act differently, explosions act differently, the movements act differently, the controls are different, but that doesn't make it bad. The missions are relatively short from what I've played so far, but I've noticed that when you jack up the difficulty, it adds some time to them, especially when you've got some hard noses trying to bear down on you and they're not dying easily. You have a cool little item system where you can take items with you, and say you're in a pinch and none of the ants have dropped any health gems to pick up. You can take you a healing item with you that it costs you some of your money at the end of the match, but you get to use it and it could save your life, as well as grenades, which I don't use very often. They do cost you to use them, but it's like a one-time fee. You pay it once and then you can use them all up till the end of the match. But it's a different take, and it's not a bad one. I'm not going to do a review yet of it until I have played more, until I've got deeper into the game, got to play as the other character classes, and get to see exactly what all this game has to offer. I will say there's some little things hidden, like little mini drones that are out there. I don't know what they do yet, but I found 2 of them and collected them and finished the missions, and it didn't say anything about what it did when I found them, but obviously there's little things to go looking for within the missions. There's also these little spires, little antenna-like things that stick up out of the ground, and when you shoot them, they'll drop a bunch of gems. I don't know if that's... and they spawn in a different place, and I've only seen like one on each map, but I don't know, maybe those do something too. So, as a whole, and the customization, yeah, the customization's nice, and what's really cool too is that as you beat missions, you unlock new items to customize yourself with, like new headgear, new shirts, new pants. So my fear was a lot of this was going to be tied to DLC, which sure, some of it probably will be, but you do unlock new things to use. You start out with very little, but as you play through, you will unlock more. Plus, you can unlock these stickers, and then you have to work towards acquire the stickers. And then you have to do certain things to unlock the stickers, and those stickers actually go on your arm of your PA gear that you got. So it's a nice little way to customize. You can change the color. You can tinker with the helmet and the top and the pants and change the color of things up, and so you can customize it a lot more than you could in the other in the main series. So anyway, guys, the difficulties right now, it lets you play easy through hardest, and hardest is pretty difficult, but if you have the right setup, I've already beat one of the missions on hardest and my armor's only at 1,000. And oh, by the way, 1,000 armor in this game is not the same as 1,000 armor in the main series, so just be aware of that. So I mean, it definitely gives you plenty of difficulty options, just like the other games in the series do, but the jump from normal to hard is very noticeable, and the jump from hard to hardest is very noticeable. Whereas some people complained in EDF5 that it wasn't very noticeable going from like normal to hard or whatnot. It's pretty noticeable in this one. I even had some trouble on, like this mission you're seeing that I'm playing right here. The first time I played this on normal, I had to play through it several times because I was just having a very hard time getting past an enemy you're going to see in just a minute. But anyway, it's got plenty of difficulty. Here's the glitch, guys. This is the glitch I wanted you to see. Watch this. And there I go into the wild blue yonder. And the whole time I'm thinking, my gosh, these ants throw far. And then I was like, yeah, this isn't supposed to be. Well, let's just kind of see how this works. And I just sat here and realized I was not getting out of this. And then you die, and you have to restart. So, but anyway, there's that glitch, guys. But to wrap this up, guys, I just want to say I've had a good time with what I've played so far, and I'm not going to tell you to go buy it yet. I'm not going to tell you not to go buy it yet. I have enjoyed it, and I personally, because I love EDF so much, don't have a problem with the $60 price tag on it, because so far I have gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it. And I know I've only played the first 5 missions and unlocked a few weapons, but there's 50 missions in this game, and it took me a while to get through the first 5. So I mean, they're short, but I've put a lot of time into replaying them and stuff, so I've had a lot of fun replaying these missions. So alright guys, that is my quick little initial impression. Quick little being like 15 minutes long. So, or 16 minutes, whatever. I'm looking at the timer on the video right now. Alright guys, I enjoy it. I think it's a good game. I think it, from what I've played of it so far, I think it's worth $60, but I'm not going to tell you to go buy it just yet. I am going to save that for the review after I've gotten more time put into it to see how I feel about it, to see if I think it has enough content here for $60. Right now it feels like it does, but I'm not 100% for sure. So alright guys, that's it, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, more to come. And as always guys, take care, God bless, and keep on gaming.